Hi everybody, welcome to CSMLIVE. My name is Jackie Ludlage. I'm swipe left to reveal comments. There we go. Welcome to the show. Today we are going to, or I am going to show you how to use Magenta Nuance Powders. They look like this. And we're going to create a Christmas tag that looks like this. Let's get down to it. Here you can see the finished tag that we're going to do, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to create this background that you see right here, and we're going to color this tag with the Magenta Nuance Powders. And Magenta Nuance Powders come in all different kinds of colors. They're in these little tiny containers, but do not be fooled. These go a very, very long way. Hi Kathy, thanks for joining us again. To get started, I'm working with or on some Canadian Creative Scrapbooker Super Stock. Look at that, I've already got some gunk on there, and that's just fine because it'll go away. I primed it with some Ranger white gesso, and you'll notice that when I'm creating backgrounds with a lot of water or a lot of ink, I often prime them and prime the Super Stock that I'm working on, and that's so that it doesn't absorb and get all crinkly, and when you rub it away, it doesn't leave these filaments. So that's why I often prime. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I like this new style that's out there, this sort of like a white barn board, old vintage like barn board background. So I kind of like that effect shining through. You can see it a little bit here on the card and a little bit there. Hi Jan, good morning from Fort St. John, minus 41. Oh my goodness, keep that weather there. Anyway, so I'm going to take my Distress ink from Ranger, and I'm basically just going to really lay it crazily all over the back of my tag, just like that. And most of it's going to disappear, and you're probably wondering, where the heck does that go from there? And really, I just want a tiny bit of it. So then I'm going to take my Nuance Powders, and some gals like to put a thumbtack inside there, and then they can like sprinkle it out like this, but I just can't seem to get that to work, so I have to open it up, and you have to open it up really carefully. Okay, and then I'm just going to sprinkle a tiny bit, ever so tiny. You need like the tiniest amount ever. Like that even might be too much. Can you see that? Look at almost nothing. Okay. Then I'm going to take my water squirter, and I'm basically just going to squirt the water right onto here, and you're going to see the colors, that green that I want for this Christmas tag appearing. Now you'll notice that there is a little bit of it's not blending with the water, so I like to take my Q-tip, a very expensive tool, and blend it in. This is what happens if you don't. See that one little mark right there? And I mean, it's not a bad mark, it's kind of cool too. I just prefer in this certain project to have less. So there I go. I'm just going to grab another sheet. You can let it dry a tiny bit, or you can start moving it around, and basically that's what I'm going to do. Here we go. Just going to bleed it off to the side, run it, run it, run it. Okay, and there we go. Now you might, see how it's picking it up from there? So you might want a little bit more green if you feel like you want a little bit more. Isn't that fun? You can't hardly see. There, now you can see it. So that's basically, and I think I might add just a tiny bit more green. I washed a little too much off. I'm going to add a tiny bit more. My card or my tag up here is darker, as you can see. All right, and then I'm going to just give it one little spray of water. Mix it in there. You don't have to mix it in there. You can just spray the water. Okay. And again, just move it around to wherever you want it to go, okay? So then you set it aside and you let it dry, or you can heat dry it, whichever you'd like. I have a dry one right here that I'll show you the next phase, and that is coloring with, I'm going to create this beautiful poinsettia using a magenta stamp, and I'm going to color with the Nuance Powders. So I'm inking the stamp, you can't see that, with some Stays On ink. It has to be an ink that dries and you can work on a multi-surface and does not bleed. Okay, I'm just going to stamp that right on here, push it down, give it a nice squeeze. Okay, bring it up, and there we've got that beautiful, beautiful poinsettia from Magenta. That's just a gorgeous stamp. So then what I've done is I've put a little bit of the pigment powders. This is a red. It's a berry from Magenta, and I've popped it inside of this paint palette. And then I'm going to basically just put a little bit of water right inside there to create paint. There we go. And then you just paint. Now it goes on quite a bit darker. I have 2 coats on my tag. Look at that. Isn't that stunning? So it's really, really multi-purpose. You just paint in there, paint away. You get the picture. So I'm not going to paint the whole thing. And I think I covered up these little white spots in there too. There you go. So now you can see very simply how to create a background with Nuance Powders and painting or coloring. I also use this, You Make My Heart Melt stamp is also from Magenta. And I just simply went around the edges with a pen, and then I wanted my edges to be a little bit greener, so I used some Clear Snap Smooch ink, and I don't have any on my desk. This, you have to add some Nuance Powders to your Christmas shopping list. Hi, Cree Pearl from Wabasca. Thank you for joining. Okay, everybody, that's basically it. There's the tag. Grab yourself some Nuance Powders. You don't need, don't worry, like I said, the container's kind of small, but it'll last forever. I believe Kelly's had these in a number of classes, and I still have a whole bunch that's gonna last probably a lifetime. Jan, you love your Nuance Powders too? That's awesome. That's awesome. And you're absolutely right, Jan, they are a Canadian company, so that's fabulous. Anyways, everybody, I'm going to let you get back to your Christmas holiday getting ready. I will be back next week to talk a little tiny bit about our 12 days of giving. It starts on our blog on December the 12th. Don't miss out. Every day we're giving away a ton of prizes. So happy holidays getting ready. Go grab yourself a hot chocolate. You can add some Baileys and have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.